This is Win News.
Good evening, I'm Paul Taylor. A Nepalese woman living in Rockhampton has been killed after being hit by a four-wheel drive. The 48-year-old was taken to hospital in a critical condition, but she died just hours later. Good news for first home buyers who want to get back onto the property ladder, that is. Home loan experts say that conditions are now prime as interest rates remain stable and banks relax the lending criteria. Up next, Mount Morgan prepares for its biggest day of the year and workers gear up to march for their rights this Labor Day. Welcome back to Win Local News. Central Queensland University students have found an effective way, that is, to educate young people about the effects of safe partying. The group are busy rehearsing their comedy presentation before they perform to an international conference on Monday. Preparations are underway for Labor Day celebrations right across the weekend. Thousands of workers and their families are expected to attend marches and family fun days, starting with a picnic at Bell Park on Sunday.
It's a wonderful family day down there, and I know a lot of people from Rocky go down there to enjoy the day.
Workers' rights will be recognised at a number of events, including the Labor Day March on Monday. Stepping off from the Riverside car park, hundreds will head along Victoria Parade to end at the Children's Playground in Victoria Park for a fun fair at 10.
Free rides, free soft drink, free entertainment, it's all on, it's all happening.
Meantime, if you are looking for something else to do to fill in your May Day long weekend, then Mount Morgan could just be the place for you. OK, it is time for sports now with David, and a key member of the Cyclones team arrives. Dave?
Correct. We'll catch up with Tegan Cunningham shortly, and we'll preview the Comets Cyril Connell Cup semi-final. Welcome back. The Central Comets 16s are hoping to secure a final spot in the Cyril Connell Cup when they tackle the Gold Coast tomorrow. Steve Parle's boys departing Rockhampton this morning, confident they have the game to beat the competition heavyweights. Rockhampton Cyclones has welcomed its first restricted player back into town today. Tegan Cunningham returning to the region after an outstanding debut season in the WNBL. Now with his thoughts on tomorrow's racing, here's Russell Leonard.
Well, thank you, Davey. Well, the Winter Racing Carnival kicks off at Eagle Farm in Brisbane tomorrow with the running of the Victory Stakes. There's been a few showers lingering around the suburb of Ascot, and at this stage we're going to be looking at a dead surface for racing. Well, let's take a look at my selections for the feature races, and we kick off in the Tail Stakes Race 4. Here I like horse number 5, Royal Rain. Well, she encountered a 3-wide run last start behind Femina Fashion. I do think she'll get a gun run from the 1 gate tomorrow, and Chris Muntz takes the ride on Royal Rain. Then go to race 6, the Gunsing Classic. Here I like the Sydney side of Levi's Choice. He's had 2 runs back from a break in preparation for this. It looks ideal, this race, and the pumpers coming north to take the ride on Levi's Choice. Then we go to the feature race 7, the Victory Stakes. Here I like the Boom 3-year-old Buffering. He's got a wonderful record, 6 from 11. He ticks all the boxes. The only query is going to wait for age for the first time, but I do think he'll rise to the occasion and be a real superstar over the winter, and Larry Cassidy does the jockeying on Buffering. Well, they're my selections and the big ones at Eagle Farm tomorrow. Royal Rain, Levi's Choice and Buffering. Remember, when having a bet, do so responsibly. We'll catch you next week. Good luck, good punting. Russell Leonard, Win News.
Thanks very much, Rusty. Best of luck to everyone competing this weekend in sport. I'll be here on Monday with all the results.
Good on you, Dave. We've got Pillian with the fishing report and, of course, Corinne with the weather up next.
Good evening. Well, another long weekend is upon us and we're in for a treat weather-wise. Certainly beautiful conditions to enjoy the great outdoors. So if you didn't make the most of it today, you'll have plenty of opportunity over the weekend. So let's take a look at temperatures around the region for today. And a top of 28 for St Lawrence, Yeppoon reaching 25 degrees. 14 to 27 in Rockhampton today. Mount Morgan reached 25 degrees. Sunny conditions for 1770. Billawheeler got down to 11. 15 to 27 in Baralaba and a maximum of 26 for both Emerald and Clermont. Currently though, in Rockhampton, we're sitting on 22 degrees, humidity at 70% and the winds southeast at 15 kilometres per hour. Moving to the satellite image now, there's some cloud and thunderstorm activity over the Coral Sea. Now that is associated with an upper level trough that moved offshore. We still have some low level cloud along the east coast, but the rest of the state, as you can see, is pretty well cloud free. Elsewhere, an upper level trough system is moving into central Australia, which is producing high cloud. It's likely to move into Western Queensland by late weekend, but it's not expected to bring any rain. So moving on to the chart now, and the high sitting in the Tasman is moving southeast towards New Zealand. We have a low in the Coral Sea. It's heading south towards New Zealand. It will remain well offshore and continue moving south over the next few days. It will maintain fresher winds early Saturday along the southern coast into Sunday morning, but lighter winds should follow. A warning though for those hitting the water this long weekend. Some large swells are expected between 2 to 3 metres, particularly around Fraser Island coast and the southeast coast. All right, to the forecast now, and fine conditions, moderate to fresh southeasterly winds. Fine conditions again for Sunday, and now moving west to the Central Highlands and coalfields now. Fine conditions once again, light to moderate south to southeast winds. Emerald reaching a top of 27, Clermont getting down to 12, and then fine conditions prevail for Sunday. So it sounds like a great weekend right across the weekend. To the maritime observations now, taken at 3 o'clock. South-southeasterly up to 23 knots for Middle Percy Island, up to 10 this afternoon for Yeppoon, a southeasterly at 12 knots for Gladstone and up to 17 for Lady Elliot Island. To the coastal waters forecast now. A strong wind warning is current with winds reaching up to 30 knots late this evening. Tomorrow expect south to southeasterly winds 20 to 25 knots, easing though to 15 to 20 knots north of Gladstone during the afternoon with inshore easterly to southeasterly sea breezes. For Sunday, southwest to southeast winds 20 to 25 knots south of Gladstone, easing though during the morning. Now to the tidal diary, and high tide for Roslyn Bay 20 minutes past 7, and now the sunrise and sunset details 6 for that sunrise. You enjoy your long weekend. Now it's over to Pilly with all the fishing details.
Well, thanks guys. Now look, I just cannot believe 2 weekends in a row. Absolutely sensational. If you missed out last weekend, this weekend's for you. Get out there and let's get amongst them. Now look, Paul, I hope you survived Easter, mate. Have a look at that. Not too many Easter eggs for Pilly, and I'm doing all right actually. Next week I've got Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday off, and I cannot wait to get out there and get amongst them. I don't know what you got planned for next week, mate, but for me, it's fishing. 3 days. I'm looking forward to it. Catch you next week.
The super fit Pilly. Looks good. Looks a treat, doesn't he? Join us Monday night for the best hour of news in the country. Good night.
Good night.
This has been a Win News presentation from Win Television, Australia's largest commercial television network.